Welcome to the Antonio Parkinson Project. I am Antonio Parkinson. It's June, and it's Black Music Month. And this month, we're talking about Black music and everyone behind it, all of those that movers and shakers that make it happen. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. We got the legend in the building. Her name is Johnnie Walker. Don't go anywhere. Hit that subscribe button. You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. Welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. I am Antonio Parkinson, and you're watching the fastest growing visual podcast in the Memphis market. It's June. June is Black Music Month. All month long, we are celebrating those winners that create the winners behind Black music, and we are extremely proud of them. This is a great show, and for those of y'all that are on Instagram, on our Instagram Live,
Hood View.
You know, those of y'all that are watching on Instagram Live, y'all get all of the in-between, stuff. So, all the conversations, so we never stop. Make sure you send in your comments because we will read your comments on air. And look, she is the first female senior vice president of promotions at Def Jam Records.
Come on now.
The head of Black music at DreamWorks Records.
Come on now.
All of this,
Come on now.
She is incredibly influential in the launch of artists. Redman, Method Man,
Who else?
Ashanti,
Who else?
spent the block. Foxy Brown.
Who else?
She co-produced the Nutty Professor, Rush Hour 1 and 2 soundtracks, and she was the head of the Memphis and Shelby County Music Commission. Give it up for Johnnie Walker in the building. I ain't said everything because there's a whole lot more.
Well, you did pretty good. You did pretty good.
I am incredibly honored to have you on the show. And we go back. I was such a groupie for Johnnie Walker. I used to follow her everywhere. Yeah, because she was who and where you wanted to be in the music business, right? Coming up. And so wherever she was, I would try to show my ass up, right? No matter if it was Palm Springs, Miami, wherever we had to be, wherever she was, I would be. Am I lying? No. Am I lying? No.
You there.
And I did allude to my Gabrielle Union fumble. So let me tell y'all this. So we were in Palm Springs. Def Jam was having a pool party. And to launch was it Nutty Professor soundtrack?
I have no idea.
Or the Brothers.
Okay.
Because it had Gabrielle Union and Morris Chestnut. What movie was that? Anybody know? Big Sue? Gabrielle Union. It was Gabrielle Union's first movie, one of her first movies. But anyway, we were all poolside.
What did we have? Soundtrack?
Montel Jordan was performing it. So what soundtrack was that? This is how we do it.
It could have been any.
All right, so
any.
So anyway, we're poolside, right? Gabrielle Union, she's sitting at the table right next to me. Her and Morris Chestnut and whoever else was in the movie. And she gets up and goes to the bathroom, and I just happen to have to use the bathroom too. And so I go in there, go to the bathroom, go out, and she's coming back, I'm coming back, and I actually hold her hand and I'm talking to her and said, how you doing? This, that, and other. And then I looked her in her face. And her skin was so flawless, Big Sue.
I'm gonna tag Gabrielle on this clip.
Blah, 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 blah. And I didn't know what to say, so I just asked something stupid. Do you do music videos? That was it. She's like,
that's insulting.
Oh, baby, it's okay, And I was just, look, hey, Johnny, I just walked on back with my head down.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
But she was so sweet and so
Midwest,
gorgeous, so beautiful, right? And but she did give me those 30 seconds, and she was very kind about it.
But that's what a beautiful Black woman will do for you,
you
know.
But I did fumble the bag.
Well,
yeah, I
so
did fumble the
sad,
bag.
so sad.
Yeah, and so Johnny, also, I do want to mention, we were at then it was the Adams Mark Hotel. And you, I don't know if you remember this or not. And we were in the parking lot.
Okay.
And you were about to leave, and I said, "Hey, Johnnie Walker," I said, "You need to come back to Memphis."
oh, that should have been the day that I shot you.
Right. And I said, because at the time I was on the Memphis and Shelby County Music Commission. I was on the music commission. I said, Johnnie Walker,
I do remember
I want to bring
that,
you
by
back.
the way.
We need to bring you back to Memphis so you can run the music commission. Right. And look, hey, Kojak, and she's still here today. But I thank God for her because, you know, although we fought some wars, we fought some battles.
Definitely fought a few battles.
Yeah, we fought a few battles.
Yeah.
Man, that's what me and Kirk Clayton was talking about in the last show, right? Fighting them fights. But so walk us through, how did it all start for you? From Grenada, Mississippi.
How much time do we have?
We got how much time you need, baby. Right.
Well, long story short, I like to say everything from Dolly Parton to Foxy Brown. We started out in country music. I was a country music DJ, and it was just that, like what Big Sue was talking about a minute ago, it's just that love and passion for what you do. I wanted to be in radio. No opportunities to do radio in a little small town like Grenada, but they did have a country radio station there. So I just kept going, kept knocking on the door. My dad used to always tell, because they always going to tell you no. And I would always say, well, they're not hiring me because I'm black. They're not hiring me because I'm a woman. And my dad would always tell me, every time they tell you no, it's just 2 letters. Flip them. Then it's on.
And then it's on.
Go back. You go back. It's on. So I would go back. And eventually they hired me. So it just kind of pivoted into me finally getting on the air, which was a challenge, but it did happen. But I think what was a pivot for me at that radio station was trying to get him to let me play black music on his precious country radio station, which he did not want to do. Yeah. But, it happened. We eventually got on. He put me on 10 o'clock at night on the country station because what I was doing. But I was doing the midday. Okay. I was doing the country, but I just wanted to play black music. Right. And I kept begging and kept begging.
So what was you playing? Charlie Pride? Who was you playing?
What did I tell you? Dolly Parton.
But I thought you said black music.
Dolly Parton was the big artist. Right. Okay. Then. But at the black music, I meant Michael Jackson. Come on, man.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to play R&B.
On the country station.
On the country station. Okay. And that was the thing. He's like,
That's
losing your mind.
Johnnie Walker. That is so Johnnie Walker. Right.
Yeah. So he, the good thing about it is, like I said, I just, my dad, it's on. And I just kept going back. And so he put me on at 10 o'clock at night. I'm going to say this. He was saying, he looked at me the day when we started, and he says, we're going to put you on at 10 o'clock at night if they come and burn the damn station down. We ain't got a full day of programming and sales, man. But the cool thing is we went on at 10 o'clock, and it grew. He came in, we got to move this down to 8 o'clock, because he was making money. And eventually, that program went down to 6 in the evening. So we was on a country radio station playing black music 6 to midnight.
Wow, man.
Yeah, wow.
Wow. And that's such a Johnnie Walker story.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah. We just pushed until we got it. And then I wanted to work in black radio, which is how I got to Memphis. Right. I always tell people the funny part of that is I was making more money at the country station.
Wow.
Memphis.
Yeah, but bigger audience.
I have a bigger audience. It was an opportunity to do what I wanted to do because I wanted to be on the black side of things. I just really wanted to be at a black radio station. Magic 101.
Magic 101.
B101 now. Yeah.
Miss Walker, I have a question real quick. Would you reference country when the first thing that you played on the air radio? What do you think about the state now with black people making a presence in the country music? Well, don't let me say Beyonce was the first because that would start a war. But I mean, because you wanted to play black music. Now, black music is part of country, which is different from then. So what do you think about that?
Well, I mean, I want to be sure that I understand your question, but I mean, we've been in it all the time. Yeah. We just weren't accepted in it.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
And there was not a lane for us. And what I always say is with country music, first of all, they categorize all the music. Let's start there. Okay, we got country, we got pop, we got this, we got that. And so country never had to change. They've never. This is the first time that they've really looking at a serious change. They've never had to change. Right. Country's always been country. They were country and western. They shifted a little bit and became country, but they have never had to make any real adjustments.
Wow. Right.
Never. Nobody penetrated that particular format. You know, there was no crossover into country. You can cross over into pop, or black artists tried to cross over into pop artists, you know, cross over to black, but there was never really anybody. If you was Dolly Parton, you was Dolly Parton. If you Will Nelson, that was that. And so they never really had to change. And so this new movement is really forcing a change upon them. And so they still were at a point, because there were a lot of black people playing. You know, you heard of Black Opera? That's all black artists, all black country artists. They were there, but not making a real impact.
Gotcha.
And so this thing with Beyonce, it just opened a lot of doors. So people have to look at it as a door opener for a lot of artists that before they didn't look at us as being able to really maximize in that format. I mean, you got a black woman with a #1 record on the country chart. Wait a minute. Okay. Let's start counting the money.
Yeah, and wasn't K. Michelle? Didn't she do it before?
Yeah,
Beyonce?
but that's a big B thing.
Slide over. Just let me look at Big Soup. Didn't K. Michelle do it before Beyonce did it?
Yes.
But didn't get the recognition, obviously.
Like I said, you couldn't penetrate. You couldn't penetrate.
Okay, yeah. So you worked at Def Jam, in the peak years of Def Jam, right?
We were there during the very good years. We were there in the low years. I went there in '89.
'89, right?
So it was, you know, trying to get the wheels to turning. But we were there from '89 to the really great years.
Yeah, so you know, if you look at '89, Kojak, you know, me and you were DJing back then, you know, in high school and stuff like that.
DJ.
You know, so we're coming out of the Kings of Rock era with Run DMC, and you know, and those are LL Cool J, and so So how did you get there?
Oh, wow. I think I heard somebody talking, you said Kirk Clayton, somebody was talking about it earlier about the music conferences.
Right.
Because back then, no Facebook, no Twitter and all this stuff now. You had to go to the music conference for people to know who you are and what you're doing.
Which ones were you at? Jack the Rapper, Impact, all of them?
All of them.
Right.
Yeah. But this particular conference was the Impact Conference in Atlantic City.
Right.
And so here's the thing, Big Suka like this. At this point, I am program director at Magic 101. That was the thing. They said women didn't program. So I managed to be the program director there. I was program director there for 2 years. But anyway, to differentiate myself from K97, we didn't play rap. We played no rap.
Right. Okay.
None.
Right.
So we're at the conference. And so they just gang up on me. That's that program director in Memphis, and she's not playing our LL Cool J. She's not playing any rap music.
Right.
So they got really, you know, black man, black music, black company, black. That's a guy. What else you got? That's not what we do. We have to differentiate ourselves from K97 in the market, from K97. That was the big station.
Right.
So in order for us to win, we couldn't play the same thing that they were playing.
Right.
So they just was like, I mean, they must have threw everything with me. Everything that possibly a record company can say to a radio programmer to get this record on.
Right.
I had something for everything that they. That Monday, Russell called me and offered me a job.
Wow. That's amazing.
The funny thing. The funny thing he said was, I need somebody to work for me that is just not afraid to talk. Because you all just talk. And he said that really the main thing is that you stood up for the station the whole time. Everything that I said, you had an answer for me.
Right.
He said, that's what I need.
Yeah.
He said, so I need somebody that believes in my company, believes in my music, that will just push regardless. I want you to come to work for me.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to take the job simply because I didn't know anything about the record industry. I knew radio. That was my whole thing. It was radio. And he just like, well, what is it you don't know? I'll teach you. No, but I don't know the record industry. And so the big thing was he called back with that number. I said,
I learned the record industry.
I learned it real quick.
Right.
And you want me to do what now? So I think what worked for me those years, and like I said, I knew radio, and I knew I could put that copy up in front of me, and I could say anything. So I always would write down what I was going to say, and I would call the radio stations. It's like I was reading copy, but it worked for me.
Yeah.
So it just, and I think the other thing was Def Jam was just at that time, I had access to Russell. You know what I mean? So if I had an idea, it wasn't like I just had an idea. I could actually get my idea to the person that could make it happen. And so I was always utilizing what I knew about radio. I said, so all you guys know is to call them and say, get the record on.
Right.
Call them and say, play my record.
Right.
I knew radio strategy.
Right.
Yeah,
I knew how to take the record and not so necessarily play my record, I used to have a saying that I would say, if I on my answering machine, I would say, "Call me back. Let me help you win." I would always, that was my lingo.
Cold-blooded.
Yeah, cold.
Yeah.
You want to win?
Yeah, cold.
You want to win? Hey, I had one time, we had a radio station, we had Jay-Z, and Jay-Z was doing a big concert or something like that for one of the stations. And so the other radio station was just like, oh, they're to strong arm me because you got Jay-Z over here, and we didn't get Jay-Z.
Right.
So I bounced up in there. I'm like, okay, I got this. I gave them, not first class. I let them fly on Jay-Z's jet to the next show and had front row seats for the program director, the music director, the contest winner. But they flew on Jay-Z's jet.
Right.
So the other station didn't have that.
Right.
So everybody was happy. So I'm like,
Man.
they used to call me the chief negotiator.
You are, right, and he is.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
It was a lot of things. Because the thing about Def Jam, it was never any one thing. We had LL Cool J was shooting Deep Blue Sea, and V103 wanted him to come do their Sister Circle.
Right.
There's no way for him to do Sister Circle and stay on the set, and everybody's happy. Oh, but there is a way.
Of course,
There's
Johnnie
a way.
Walker.
There's a way.
Right.
If I can get
What
a
was the
private
way?
jet, and pick him up from the set, fly him to Atlanta, he
Right.
does Sister Circle,
Right.
put him back on the jet.
Right.
He'll be on the set on time. He won't get fined. Everybody's happy. Of course,
Right.
private jet's a little expensive, but
Right.
I still win. Southeast.
Yeah.
V103 feeds into everybody in the South. So if I can get LL Cool J to V103, let him lick his lips, take a few pictures. Everybody's happy. And the only thing is to get him to say yes. And his thing was, I just need to be at a hotel where I can work out. So you send the limousine, pick him up. He's on the set, Deep Blue Sea, gets on the plane, comes to Atlanta, does V103. He takes the pictures, he smiles, he's
Licks his
happy,
lips.
licks his lips, sing a couple of songs, put him back in the car, back on the plane. He's not late on the set, and I am queen of the South.
Southeast. Yeah. So Johnny, it's chess, not checkers, right? It's chess, right?
That's right. They gotta always have a strategy. You gotta always have a strategy.
Yeah.
Can I say something also too? When you're telling your story that led to your big break with Def Jams, you stuck. One of the things I noticed about your story was you stuck to your gut, no matter what. Yeah, you went hard for the company, but a lot of times when you're in leadership, things outside can be noises and it make you want to try to pivot or change, and you didn't do that, and you stuck to what you knew and listened to your first self. But I do have a question. While you were in leadership and you were in your new role and you used your old role to kind of get ahead, did you ever second guess something big, or just have a second guess a moment in that new role? Or was there a time where you had a second guess, you feel like you didn't make the right decision?
I second guessed, but I believed.
Okay.
And that's the difference.
Okay.
Because you'll second guess and say, I don't think this is going to work. I don't think this. But if you believe, and if you know you have done the work, you know you have put what you need to do to make this work, and you got everybody standing here believing in you. See, I can convince you that we should be doing this. Yeah. And I've done this. So I got to.
Hold on.
But you said a lot of stuff. I mean, you said a lot of stuff. That's what I'm saying.
Look, I can convince you. Right, that's what I'm talking. That's confidence. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
So even though I might second guess, I was so strong in belief in what I was doing that I would never turn. I would never change. Even if it looked like shaky. Probably a really shaky, you probably don't know this song. There was a group we had, a group called Moke and Steph. The song was called He's Mine.
Yeah.
They dropped it, threw it away, threw them away. I got the song out. I said, no, this is a hit record.
Yeah.
And they was like, but it's like I just believe. If you believe, regardless of what they're saying, well, we're not even putting any money into this. It's really not about the money. It's about it's the hit record. But you got to believe.
That's back to your gut, though.
Hey.
It's your gut. Your gut just been, your gut been gutting. That's not the thing. What's your gut?
Let me ask you this. Now, we ain't even talk about the music commission.
Okay.
But
I mean,
right. I mean, but what about them times though, where you're a woman in the industry, right? In a male-dominated industry, and probably a male-dominated label, I would assume. So how did you walk up against that? The men, she don't know what she's talking about, or no, we walk us through that, because I'm sure there were moments.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
I'm going to be very brief because first of all, I was raised by a very strong black man in Mississippi. And he always taught me the way the package is presented determines how the package is accepted.
Damn.
So
we're going to walk off on that one.
I gotta play this whole. I gotta play this whole thing back and get
if I walk in there timid, if I walk in there,
Hello? Yeah.
if I walk in there like I don't know what I'm talking about, even if I didn't know what I was talking about, when I went in there, I made you think.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I never allowed anyone to call me by my name. I am Miss Walker. You don't know me like that.
You don't have that earned familiarity.
Yes, right. You don't know me like that. You don't. You haven't earned the right to call me Johnny. My name is Miss Walker, and I would the way that I made it catch on when people would say something to me, because you're not talking to me.
Right.
My name is Miss Walker, so it stuck.
Yeah,
Everybody's
demand
calling
their
me, Miss Walker.
Yeah.
So it was just things that I did that carved out the place for me because I knew where I was. Then a lot of people had already told me, oh gosh, are you going to this company? You're running your career. You need to stay in radio. Golly, it's all men there. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. No, my dad taught me.
Okay.
My dad taught me.
We're down to 30 seconds. Real quick, plug NABFEME. Tell them what about
quickly,
NABFEME.
NABFEME. NABFEME is the national. Well, Al Capone's going to talk about all this other stuff. You know, talk about my stuff.
Right.
NABFEME. Real quick, NABFEME is the National Association of Black Female Executives in Music and Entertainment. It's a nonprofit networking empowerment resource base for women who are pursuing careers in music and entertainment. We teach, we try to teach, we try to share, we try to empower, we try to inspire. I say try because sometimes people don't listen, but that is what we do. And we're in 20 markets around the U.S., 2 outside the U.S., Lagos, Nigeria, and Toronto, Canada. And the arm of that with music, I'm looking at this board here, is Women Who Jam. Women Who Jam.
That's right.
Women Who Jam is all female. It's a radio show, 1 hour, and we send it out to 30 stations.
All right.
Wow.
So these are just something that I'm passionate about.
Yeah.
I'm passionate about empowering women. I'm passionate about teaching women. I'm passionate about teaching you what I know so you can grow.
That's
so you're going to be
awesome.
next.
Yeah.
You know, you take that seat. And I think that's something that is missing, that if we don't empower those younger people that's coming up, then part of it is our fault if our children or people that look like us don't get those jobs because we didn't prepare them.
That's awesome.
Man, y'all give it up for Johnnie Walker. I'm telling you, man. Look. I just, want to personally thank you because you've had an impact on my life. Yeah, seriously, you've had an impact on my life.
Well, I want to thank you. I mean, congratulations to you for this, the Antonio Parkinson Project. And I got to do it, man, because see, Big Sue, it's not a lot of women that are in positions like that, especially in radio. So you had to congratulate her for the ladder that she has climbed.
Yes,
and my man Al Capone over there.
Capiz.
Oh boy.
So
it's a lot of great talent right here in Memphis.
It absolutely is, and but I'm I appreciate you trying to spread the love, and we love Big Sue, and Big Sue, I love you. I love you, babe. But I do. But now I'm talking about me now.
Okay, talk about you.
Talk
about you in the last 30 seconds.
Right. Remind them.
But I have to say this publicly though, because we spent a few years together, on the Memphis and Shelby County Music Commission.
Yes, we did.
And we fought a lot of wars, and we I had a chance to absorb, all of this, and even the years before. When I'd be just standing next to her, sometimes some of them years she probably didn't know who the hell I was. But I was, if you felt your little knees getting weak, because I was sponging all of that knowledge off of you at the time, right? But you have changed the lives of many people. Awesome. Right. I know you don't necessarily like to stand up and say, I did this, I did that, but she has been an incredibly positive influence and game changer for a lot of lives, and they're generational at that. Sure. Right. Yeah. You can go, whether it's an artist or another person coming up in radio, or someone like myself. I wasn't a state representative when I met you.
No, you was not.
That's right.
You were not.
That's right. And so, but I just want to thank you for everything that you have done for so many people. And we love you and we're proud of you. Give it up for Johnnie Walker.
Yes.
guys, what's up? It's Elise Neal. You are watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. Stay tuned.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Powered by Black Market Strategies.